The rain. The cold rain. I always knew it would come, pouring out of the clouds like vomit from a drunkard's mouth. Except I'm not that drunkard. I'm a man, more than half wet with rain. Not vomit, not anymore. I'm Adrian Lawrence. I'm wet, I'm hungry, and that son of a bitch is going to pay.
Jason here. Yeah? Yeah? What? You actually wanted that? Seriously, dude, what's the matter? Is it really that big of a deal? Jeez, okay. I'll get you another. Oh no, it's him!
Do you mind if I come in, Mr. Annett? Mr. Annett, why do you run? I only wish to talk to you. A civil discussion, Mr. Annett. That is all I ask for. Now, Mr. Annett, why would you go and make yourself so much more difficult to talk to? I so very much have longed for a pleasant conversation.
You've gone and made me cross, Mr. Annett. I find it ever so difficult to be pleasant when I'm cross.
I've come to get you for all that you've done to me, Jason. Years have passed since you slighted me on that cold, wet, rainy day. But what the hell are you doing here?
I could ask the same thing of you, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, so seriously, what the hell are you doing here?
I was just toying with this guy before I ripped his shrieking mind out of his body and handed it over to the boss.
Are you still working for Xandrax?
Pays the bills.
Oh, for sure. Oh, anyway, you're after Jason here?
Yep. It seems he committed some sort of slight against old Zan. I'm not sure what really, though. Something about disposing of milk?
Milk, you say?
Yes, what of it?
Well, that's more or less the reason I'm here too, actually.
You don't say.
Well, if that'll be all.
Not so fast, flesh thing. That ought to keep you still for a while.
Neat trick. Did Zan teach you that?
No, I've known that one since I worked for Magnesitron.
You don't say.
So, about milk?
About 3 years ago, I was minding my own business, leaning up against this house, when all of a sudden, boom, milk all over my head, and it just kept coming and coming. It was horrifying, absolutely horrifying. I stumbled away, staggering down a dangerous road until I found my way into a new home. The bottle. Yeah, that's right, I started drinking. Alcoholic beverages became like water to me, except a kind of water that left me feeling like the bottom of a barrel of bitter agony. But all the while, I knew who it was that was to blame. Him. Jason Annett, the pourer of the milk. Now that my life is back on track, I've come to exact terrible revenge upon him.
Well, isn't that the strangest of coincidences?
Well, how do you mean?
You see, on that same fateful evening, I was traversing the plains, and I happened to chance upon this house. And what a house it turned out to be. You see, my master's long-lost leaf was lying next to the house, carefully pinned under the foot of a man who was standing there.
Well, that must have been me, because I remember standing on a leaf.
I knew that man looked familiar. It was you! Anyways, that doesn't matter. I rushed off to my master to inform him of the location, but when I returned, I witnessed the most ghastly event ever. The leaf became covered in milk. Milk! Zandrax was not impressed in the least.
All this because of milk? It's just some stupid milk.
Silence! Zandrax the omnidirectional is lactose intolerant. The slightest amount of milk brought near him will cause him to have an irritating rash.
Omnidirectional?
He lost his place in the lineup for good titles when he had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Pity, really.
So, what about Jason here?
Jason, it's time for you to pay for your heinous crime! Oh, what are you guys doing here?
Milk.
Ah, I guess we're all here for the same thing.
Well, what's your story then?
I'll fill you in, but say, isn't it a little cramped down here? Shouldn't we move elsewhere?
Sure.
Let's do this!
Oh, you can move.
Oh, we forgot you couldn't do that, but, we're not walking, so we'll see you upstairs. Now, listen if you dare to my tale. I lived with Jason Annett about 3 years ago. I was posing as a simple college student. Little did he know that, in fact, I was a mad scientist. For years, I had been working on a formula for an elixir that would give a man superpowers. That man would be me, and I would become the most powerful man in the universe. Finally, my studies were nearing completion. The only thing that I needed was this special nuclear milk that was in the fridge. But Jason, that maniac, took it out of the fridge and poured it out like a river of my hopes and dreams down into the gutter of my despair. I've spent years attempting to replicate the formula contained within the milk, and I have succeeded. Now that I've got superpowers, I've come to exact terrible revenge upon him. And that's my story.
So that's all that this is about? That stupid liter of milk that I poured out 3 years ago? It was just some milk. For the love of God, what the hell is wrong with you guys?
Silence!
Oh, shut up. I mean, seriously, Razul, what's so important about one leaf?
It was to be the first leaf in his amazing collection of pressed leaves. Zandrax's collection, that is. Of doom!
What? So it meant nothing at all. He could have started with any other leaf. And that's besides the point. It's a leaf. There's millions of them.
It was a special leaf.
No, it wasn't. Shut up. There are millions of other identical leaves out there.
Well, scientifically speaking, that's not entirely true on a genetic level.
And you! What on earth is wrong with you? Horrifying milk? It's just milk.
You didn't have to experience the true horror of it!
That's because there was no horror. It's just lactose and calcium. The most horrifying thing about it is that it was some bizarre 2.5% kind.
Are you saying you're not responsible for my downward spiral, my alcoholism, my struggle?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Your idiocy is to blame. And what the hell were you doing leaning up against the back of my house in the first place?
Maybe I was looking for a place to stay.
But you had a place to stay. You've been living across the street from me for 6 years. And you kept coming over to my house and leaning up against the wall. I had to turn the hose on you twice before.
Well, there wasn't a good leaning place at my house.
And Eric, why didn't you just leave a note on the milk and telling me not to pour it out?
That would have alerted you to my nefarious plans!
No, it would have alerted me to the fact that you're a nutcase. But I had an inkling that was the case already, what with all the smoke and evil laughter coming from your room all the time.
You could hear that?
Yes, what did you think, I was entirely deaf?
It appears that I misjudged your sensory abilities.
It appears that you misjudged reality. Now, if you guys are finished wasting my time, I suggest you all leave. I'm tired of hearing your pathetic plans for revenge, because they're not going to work.
Why would you say that?
Because if you were to kill me, wouldn't I have to be alive first?
Looks pretty dead to me.
Well, that'd make killing him a little bit difficult, wouldn't it?
I'll say. Hey, do you guys want to go get some pizza?
Sure!
Let's get a move.
So, what toppings would you guys like?
Pepperoni. I enjoy pepperoni.
I fucking hate pepperoni.
Well, what do you like?
I don't know, Hawaiian?